This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. She is somebody that can really change your life, give you clarity, and so much more with this thing called energy healing, energy work, specifically Reiki. We're going to dig into that today. What does a Reiki session look like? What actually goes on there? I know it's a little woo for some, so we're going to kind of give you a look at that, kind of break it down, what's actually happening and how it makes us feel better. She is a Reiki master teacher, certified holistic coach, and she is on a spiritual journey herself, but also works that journey with so many others. Heather Love is back with us. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you, Steve?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm thinking that people may know the word Reiki, may know that this thing energy exists, but not really sure what happens in an energy healing session, a Reiki session. So I'm thinking, why don't we walk people through that from the beginning? Like when you first meet them, what are some of the things that you talk about? Do you even define goals, or you just do your thing? You don't need to know that information. I'm trying to think back to any sessions I've had before we met. I don't know that I even said anything. Enlighten us. Tell us about that.
Well, generally speaking, someone would come to me and, I work from my home, and so I will kind of get a little intake form, and go through some questions of, why they're here, what they want to get out of the experience, and just any other questions that they might have for me. So once I, get them to the point where, I have them on the table, and, I'll do a Reiki session with them. And a lot of times I'll use crystals and sometimes aromatherapy, depending on what I have, or what I intuit that they might need, or something like that.
Okay, you said intuit. Let's go right there.
Yeah.
You meet somebody, they say, listen, Heather, I've heard about this Reiki thing and how it addresses energy. I'm feeling a little bit off, or I feel a little stuck in life. Do you pick up on their vibe, i.e. vibration, i.e. that's what energy is? Are you feeling that from them, and then you decide, I'm going to start with crystals, or I'm going to start here, wherever here is?
Yeah, so I do pick up on what the client is coming to me for. And so I easily can tell with, as soon as they lay down on the table, I could just scan the body, and I can feel it in my hands, where to go. And, that's what, that's how I intuit what to do with the person in front of me. Sorry, my phone.
Would they need to tell you what they're feeling, how things are going, or more times than that, we're talking about energy here. So I've always heard that when you do a Reiki session, the energy goes where it needs to go. You don't have to. You can identify some stuck energy, which we'll get to in a moment, during a session. But the energy that's why it's so amazing. It knows where it needs to go.
That's right. Absolutely. So that's one of the great things about it. And then so when I have someone on the table, I can use my hands to, tell where, like, maybe one chakra might be off. And like I think we've mentioned before, during like one of the other sessions, that you can have like something feeling like it's stuck in your throat chakra, or maybe it's your solar plexus, like maybe it's in that area. So I would just go through and scan the body, get a feel for what is a little out of balance, what is maybe stuck. Um, and then sometimes I can use my hands to sense, okay, the throat might be off for somebody. So if I'm moving my hands across, and then I can feel, oh, well, maybe there's something here too. So there could be, the throat could be off as well as the belly. So I could work in tandem to, how would I say, like just melt those away.
So are you doing like an assessment before you start with somebody? And and by that I mean you might do a scan of the body. All right, crown chakra, throat chakra. Got to work on that one. Let me go back down here again. You might go to the root chakra. Got to address that. Are you doing a kind of an overview, and then you go into the healing part of it with the energy?
Yeah, it just kind of depends. So when the client comes to me and, they might tell me a little bit about themselves and what their issues are and what they're struggling with. And so yeah, so that is helpful to be able to scan the body and determine what I could do next for them, like what I can help them with. And so a lot of times I will use crystals. I'll use smudging. I will do a variety of things, and sometimes having them go through like a visualization. I would just ask them to, close your eyes and imagine, you're in this beautiful blue room or something along those lines. And yeah, so then I just go from there.
Wow. Um, I'm intrigued how energy works. So just for anybody that's not up to speed on this, everything is energy, right? We're You're at a different vibration than I am at this moment. It's impossible for two people to be at the exact same vibration, right?
Well, I don't know.
Exact. I'm talking
Yeah.
like there's always variation between that. But everything, the pen I'm holding, the chair you're sitting on, everything is all energy. You Would you say that you're manipulating the energy around the person or their energy to help them heal?
I'd say it's more, let's see, how do I describe it? So like with all of the different chakras, I would, scan the body and then I feel for what's what may be, like needing some extra support. So maybe that's the belly, maybe that's the root, maybe it's something else that might be off. You
Okay.
can easily have, more than one thing going on with the chakras. Um, so yeah, it all depends on the person and what they're coming in for. And then a lot of times, I pretty much can intuit from them when they first get there. Like, oh, okay, yeah, this person needs such and such balancing, or you need to work on the third eye, or you know,
Let's
one of
say
the
that somebody's got some, call it stuck energy, or energy's just a little off. And maybe that's attributed to a relationship challenge that they're going through. So you clear things. Yeah, a couple of days later, week later, they have, I'm going very hypothetical here, but let's say they have a situation with that person again. And, it's challenging. There's a lot of emotions, obviously energy going around there. Are they back to square one potentially in a certain chakra or two because they're right back into that? Like if it was stress, you have a stressful situation, you take care of it maybe with some meds or just get yourself out of that. Now it's back again. Now you're feeling stomach issues. I'm just comparing the two. Like we're back here again. I'm feeling it again. Does it work that way with energy?
um I guess I can, because yes, you can be having a really rough week this week, and things are just crazy and it's you're just not feeling settled. Or, and it happens again the following week. Well, I think that would tell me that, you know, you need to address it. You need to address this issue. You need to address this chakra or that chakra, whatever is really out of balance. So yeah, that's where I would say, just focus on, how do I say it? It's like you just want to focus on trying to get out of that stuckness. And if you can't, then I would come in, and that's where I would help to, like, say it's the heart chakra, and you're having relationship issues because relationships are coming from the heart.
Yep.
So taking all of that into consideration, then I can move the energy, moving it in and out, moving it, having it flow better. And that's what I do with my hands, whether it's, hands on or hands off or hovering, doesn't matter. I still get the energy flowing.
So let's talk about that. You don't necessarily have to physically come in contact with somebody or touch somebody as you're doing the flow of energy. Some do. You don't have to. Can be done virtually. Let's talk about that. For people that are trying to get a grasp on this, how the Reiki thing and the energy thing works, it's coming out of your fingertips, right?
Well, yes, it comes through through your head and then out through your hands. And yeah, so that's how it comes in through the body, and then out through the hands, and then it's transferred to the person. And yeah, so that's how I scan and intuit what needs to be done with them.
I understand it's all part of what's called attunement. And when you advance in, and you're a Reiki master, but starting at Reiki level 1, 2 on up, how many levels are there, by the way?
There's 3. So
3.
There's the master is the master level.
So attunement, and this is layman's terms, are sort of like the keys in a way, in terms of symbols and things that you think of or you learn as you advance level 1, level 2, level 3. How do you explain attunement? I'm trying to explain it. I'm not really sure how.
Yeah, there are the symbols, and you start out with your first symbol, and then you go to this the second level. You get more symbols, and then you get your master symbol, and then also your teacher symbol. So yeah, it's a progression, and yeah, it's.
What is? How do you describe attunement? Is it? Those? Is it even possible to explain it? I don't even know.
Yeah, you can, because for each level, say that I'm working with someone who's coming to me for the first time and wants an attunement. So I would give the symbol for that, and it would embed within them through the process that I do for an attunement. So yeah, and it's just that simple, really.
What's the difference between, let's say, level 1 and master, and in terms of how you can support somebody?
Okay, so I could support anyone through all of the different levels. Doesn't matter where they are. I can work with them at any level, if that makes sense.
But let's say level 1,
Okay.
compared to level 3, you go for more training, you become a Reiki master. How does that better support the person you're working with? Like, for example, I'll go see somebody who's level 1 Reiki, or I'll go to see a Reiki master like yourself. What's the difference in terms of what you can offer?
Let's see. So Reiki level 1, you're a beginner.
Mhm.
and you're learning how to use your hands and scan the body, and yeah, so that's one of the first things that they learn. Then you progress on to all the other levels, and you can um, get them to master within, I'd say, it, it takes about a year. I like to let them go for about a year um, to finish the whole process.
What was your moment where you got blown away and realized this energy thing is real? This has maybe changed your life. Do you remember that moment?
I sure do. So I went to uh, a community college a while back, and I had this wonderful teacher, and she gave me a Reiki session. That was the first time I'd ever been Reiki'd, and I was all like so anxious and tight and wound up, and I was just a crazy ball of crazy, like just ah stress. That's the best word I can describe it. So yeah, she put her hands, on my chest, um, and I started feeling like like hyper active or something. And so it was just um, it was just crazy, like how nervous I was for no reason. And I knew my teacher very well. She's a wonderful lady. But yeah, as so she was going through the scanning of the body, she came to my chest, and then I was like a little panicky, but then it all just smoothed out. And after she got through with the chest, then everything went fine for me. I
Oh,
wasn't as nervous. I wasn't as panicked.
even
So
the whole energy thing, I experiment with it. I'll even, walk into a room and try to read the energy and see if it feels heavy. Let's say you go to a party, right?
yeah,
On a weekend, you go somewhere and you're just feeling, you walk in, it's like, I don't know, feels a little heavy here today. I don't know if this is going to be fun or not.
right.
Good chance that the collective energy of people is kind of low, whereby you might walk into some gathering and say, "Oh, I'm glad I came here. This feels really good." Probably the vibration of most of the people there is up pretty high, and where
Right.
it's attracting you. You want to be there. You want to be a part of it. You want to hang there. Whereby, the other situation may be saying, "Oh, I got a text. Got to leave early." It's
Yeah.
and even manifesting is energy. I will manifest all the time. I test it on the little things, like a parking space. I got to tell you, could be a crowded downtown area. 90% of the time when I do it, there's a space waiting for me.
Right.
People make fun of me like, "Oh, really?"
Serendipity.
Yes. And what do you have to lose if you're driving somewhere? It's going to be tough getting a space. Do you want to keep driving around? How about manifesting it and then maybe realizing, well, there's a space. Oh, I did it again. There's another space. Again, I'm saying, again, it's not scientific, but 80, 90% of the time it actually works. But that is energy in action.
Yes.
Energy in action. And
Yeah.
essentially what you're doing is you're putting good energy into somebody or cleaning their energy or the bad stuff out for them to feel better. Is it all energy is energy? It's all kind of the same. It's just how we use it.
Yes. Yes. And I really like to incorporate crystals and, um, other stones, and then put those specifically on different parts of the chakras, and that can just really help clear the body.
Why do crystals work?
Oh,
I've
there are
got them.
many.
I've got them here. I've got, here's I mean, there's some up on the shelf there. There's some
Yeah.
selenite. There's some
Yep.
kind of quartz crystal. I heard that our bodies are made up of crystals and it resonates with us. I don't know if that's true.
It is.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Yeah.
I always
Yeah. We
wondered.
have a vibration just like everything else. has a vibration. And one little quartz, like a little rose quartz, it's just a tiny little stone, but it has magical properties. It's just amazing. You can put it on your heart, and that will just help clear anything stuck in your heart area. It's a beautiful thing.
It really is. Can I share a quick rose quartz story?
Oh, sure.
I'll
Yeah.
laser it down. My daughter needed to go to the hospital. This is 4 years ago. And I had just come back from a trip seeing some friends. One of the friends was into crystals. So I went into a shop, bought a bunch of crystals, got a bunch of rose crystals. My mom's name was Rose. So it kind
Wow.
of meant a little something to me. So I pull into the hospital. She's already in, have to park. It's a guy like maybe 22 years old, valet parking. And he says to me, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the idea. I really appreciate that. That's amazing." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "On your rear view mirror, you have a rose quartz. I love that. Thanks. I'm going to do that too." I just put it there like maybe a half hour before. And I said, "Well, funny you should say that." I reached into my pocket. I had an extra rose quartz. I handed it to him. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I go in to the hospital, and they're telling me that there's no room available for my daughter now. And they say it could be a couple of days. The conditions weren't the best. Let me just say,
Yeah.
while you're waiting for a room. And I just had rose quartz in my hand. And I even said a little prayer to my mom, like, "Mom, can you help me with this right now, this whole situation?" I'm not exaggerating. Nurse comes walking out and says to me, "Yeah, just let you know, we have a room available. Your daughter will get one in about 30 minutes." And I'm just going to add this one final thing, that it turns out that at the time they assigned a doctor to my, or a nurse to my daughter, that nurse's name was my mom's name and her last name.
Oh, wow.
Name was Rose, and my mom's maiden last name. I'm a believer in the rose quartz. It was too many coincidences, or not, working in tandem, in action there, where it all kind of all came together. Everything worked out fantastic. I literally put that rose quartz on my rear view, but that's kind of where it began. So I do believe there's positive energy in them. You just got
Oh,
to.
absolutely.
It's is it about the intent as well? You know,
I think
intentionally.
so. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
Three stones right now? They're in your pocket, or you're going to put them in your pocket. What would they be?
Oh, um, okay. Let's see. Here's one. There's a bumblebee um, stone. Can you see it?
Go up, raise up a little bit higher.
Okay, higher.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, I can see.
Yeah, so it's a little bumblebee one. So I like that, and always the rose quartz, and then I'll change it out for like different stones. Keep them in my pocket.
They each have a purpose, like black obsidian.
Oh
I've
yeah,
heard
yeah.
that's a
'Cause
good one. I'm not.
they're it has a crystals are so wonderful. Yeah, they're so amazing because they're tiny little things and they're just so magical, and you know they're just they're just awesome. And let me see if I have. Let me see. Do I have one handy? No, I don't have one handy. But anyway, yeah. So I usually will have some kind of stones in my
Yeah,
pocket.
even like I hear the stick of selenite helps
Yep.
cleanse other crystals. Um,
Yes.
it's
And it's great to have in your by your computer.
is it really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How
Yeah, because
funny is that?
it's it's clearing. It's just a great one because it cleans itself. It doesn't need
That's what I heard.
um wash. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
crazy. And that's where I have it. Interesting.
Exactly.
Uh,
That's the perfect place. And all the years that I worked at the architectural firm, I had it right underneath my computer.
the magic of energy. That's what we're talking about. And the magical healing properties of energy, especially through Reiki, which you can do anywhere for anyone virtually. Heather, what's the best way to find you?
Um, you can reach me by phone at 443 375 6936, or by email, heatherlenorelove@gmail.com.
Very cool talking with you today. Thanks for the insight and also the validation of things that I've heard. Didn't know if they were true. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here today.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.